Hello, everyone. Today I have a great call scheduled with two gentlemen from, I think they said Bulgaria. Are planning to do e-commerce together, and they wanted to know how to do it. One's a citizen, a resident of the U.S., and one lives and works in Bulgaria. How can they partner together to have a successful business and not pay too much taxes? Well, that's exactly what we talk about in our call today. You're going to love it, so stay tuned. Let's get to it.
Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up.
Nice to meet you too, guys. Let me see, read these notes. You are structuring a drop shipping business.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Cool. So I guess thanks for scheduling the call. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourselves and what's going on?
Well, I'm Christian, live in Florida and reside here. I'm from Bulgaria originally. Alex is a friend of mine who resides in Bulgaria. And he's been into that. He had the idea for starting a dropshipping business. He actually started and we got into talking. And I like investing in other businesses as well. So I decided to partner with him and help him out with, credit cards. If I need to structure an LLC from here, because it's not impossible to open one from a different country, but it's easier when you're here. I can open an LLC in like 3 minutes.
Well, it's not. Well, anyone can open an LLC really easy. It's the ancillary stuff like the bank accounts and the payment processes and stuff that's easier when you have a U.S. resident. The opening an LLC is like, I mean, you can pay someone $200 and they'll do it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's all the other stuff. It's all the other stuff that being a U.S. resident makes easier. So, yeah, sure, that's definitely easier.
So I have a couple of questions to start. And you tell me from there, how and what LLC should we create and what would be more beneficial, like an LLC or a corporation? Keep in mind, I'm not super knowledgeable about C Corp, S Corp. I just got into learning about them. So is it better to open a partnership or what type of LLC we should start with?
Well, there's different ways to do it. Those are good questions, and this is always the complicated part, right? So an LLC is passed through, and if you're Christian, so Alex has his own LLC, and he's doing all his work from Bulgaria. Then he's from Bulgaria, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
so Alex does all his work from Bulgaria. He wouldn't pay any taxes from his LLC. However, if you guys have a partnership together, it would be U.S. source income because because Christian is here and he's a U.S. resident and he's a partner. So it's you doing business in the United States because you have a U.S. Citizen partner. And what that means is that on all of your profits, the partnership should withhold 37% of the income attributed to Alex. And then Alex can file a personal return and request a refund for the income that's for the difference in the actual tax computed and the 37% because that's the max amount.
Mm-hmm.
Another way to do it would be to have a corporation, and the corporation would pay tax on profits. But what you would do is you can pay Christian can have a salary for his whatever you guys say is right for Christian to get paid. And then Alex can get paid a salary for whatever he wants to get paid. And that can get paid into a separate LLC or that can get paid to a Bulgarian account. And that way you can lower the amount of profits that the U.S. Corp would have and therefore pay less U.S. taxes. It's generally going to be a little easier for Alex this way because there's no withholding and double filing. Basically, you just file a corporate tax return and Alex gets paid whatever you guys think it's right for him to get paid.
So are you talking about S Corp?
I'm talking about, you can't have an S Corp. I'm talking about a C Corp.
C Corp. Okay, I'm super unfamiliar with C Corp. I just started reading about S Corp. So I need to dig in more into that.
And S Corp can't have any non-resident partners. S Corp is only for residents.
I did not know that. So I hop on Sunbiz and register a C Corp after this call. List both of us as partners. Is that?
You could both be like you'd be president. You could both be president or CEO or whatever title you want to give yourselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is that the route you suggest us take?
It's probably easier. You just have to do it right.
Okay.
Okay.
What is doing it right entails?
Making sure you pay yourself, document what you're doing, and then pay yourselves before the end of the year. Maybe document how you're deciding to pay yourselves, and make sure that you send the money to the right place in Bulgaria. I don't know. I'm not really sure how you'd be doing it.
I'm
And
thinking
then
like
filing your taxes at the end of the year for the company.
I'm thinking like Bankwire because it leaves paper trail. I'm guessing that's the like wiring.
That's generally the easiest way. I mean, I don't even know how else you would send money there. Like Bankwire is probably going to be the best way.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any way not to avoid? I wrote here how to avoid sales tax. Not to avoid, but because we're reselling, we don't want to pay tax on the items.
So you're wholesaling?
Yeah. When we're drop shipping, do we pay any sales tax whatsoever?
You do. You don't pay sales tax when you buy the items. You pay sales tax when you sell the items.
Is there a way for us to avoid that?
By not selling anything to ultimate consumers, by wholesaling. I guess you could avoid, if you use Amazon, they pay it for you. I mean, really, you don't pay the sales tax. You collect the sales tax and then you remit the sales tax. It's not like it doesn't affect your bottom line other than the having to actually do it, because you just charge it to your customers and you send it to the state.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, it doesn't really affect your bottom line apart from the compliance aspect of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Is that automatic, or just at the end of the year we basically calculate how much sales tax we need to send to the state?
How are you going to sell? You guys going to just use like Shopify? You have your own store?
No, we will selling on the marketplaces, such as Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Amazon, Walmart.
So Amazon and eBay, I'm not sure about Walmart. Most of the big retailers do it for you. So they will collect and remit the sales taxes on your behalf.
That's good.
Fairly certain
Nice,
eBay
sounds
does
good.
it, and so does Amazon, but you have to double check. But most of the big retailers like that in the reselling will do it for you. So you don't have to worry about it really.
Mm-hmm. About IT, like basically when I file now for a C Corp, I'm going to get a EIN, right?
Yeah.
Alex mentioned something about ITIN that he thinks he needs to get. Is that true, or?
If he's working with you, if you guys are partnering together, he doesn't really need it because you can use your social instead for everything, and he wouldn't really need an ITIN. An ITIN is like a social security number for non-residents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm not familiar with that. He explained exactly that to me, but I'm like, I don't know. I never need it or
well,
had.
You have a social security number, I assume, so you wouldn't need it. And now that since he's partnering with you, he wouldn't really need it either.
Okay, so we don't need that.
Yeah, it's much easier too because people like an ITIN starts with 9, so everyone knows it's an ITIN. So socials are generally better. Like you can have a PayPal account with no issues with a social.
Yeah, I actually have a like business PayPal account. It was no problem. 2 clicks away.
No problem.
Now earlier we talked with Alex. He said, should we report like every transaction to the IRS? But I'm not sure what he meant by that because we joined on the call, so we didn't really have time to discuss it. Like, what do you mean every transaction? Is there anything like that going on? Like every sale we need to?
No,
report?
it's not. Well, in terms of, I guess what he's probably referring to is like, there's no like, you wouldn't even know because you're living here, but in other countries, there's like requirements to report sales and bank transactions to the banks and tell them like what you're doing and tell them what everything is about. You don't really need to do that. In terms of the tax reporting at the end of the year, what we'll do is pull your bank statements and organize all the transactions and then prepare whatever financial statements using the transactions of what happened in your bank account. So that's, if that's what he means by reporting all the transactions, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically is. I have one more question. As a partner, should I report any income in United States or in Bulgaria?
Probably in Bulgaria, because what you're doing now is you're going to have a C Corp, and the C Corp is going to pay you pay
Salary.
you like a salary for your work being done in Bulgaria.
All
Okay,
right.
okay.
And is the taxes, remind me of, I don't know why I forgot that, or I don't know if I ever knew it. We file the taxes as citizens up to April 15, but the company, I think they file on the date of inception or something like that. If
The
I open,
corporation is also April 15th.
okay. So if I open the company today, I still need to file taxes for 2020 up
On
to
April 15th, yeah.
Okay, would you suggest us to open the company in 20 days on the 1st of January or something like that?
If you're not going to do anything between
Yeah,
now
I
and
mean,
then.
I don't think we're gonna make anything.
I mean, again, it's not hard to. If you have no activity, you could probably, if you didn't file, nothing would probably happen. Florida is more aggressive than the IRS, to be honest with you. If you use Florida company, but if you don't file, nothing will probably happen. Or you could just file blank returns.
Mhm.
Form 1120, put your name at the top, put all the information on the top, and then just mail that in. It's going to be
Yeah.
nothing on it.
I use a CPA because I have 2 other businesses, and obviously I'm better pay a professional that studied all their life instead of doing it myself.
Yeah, sure.
So I just go to her, and yeah, she's gonna know what to do, I guess. All right, how we report taxes first as an LLC and then as an individual or not? Because Alex has that idea that we need to pay taxes on the LLC, and then when we take profits, he needs to pay taxes on that profit that he takes home, which I don't agree with. What is the actual answer to this?
Well, you're not using an LLC.
So using a C Corp, okay, yeah.
He would have to. I mean, if he's partnering with you, he would have to. There's a lot of misinformation out there, though. So I'm glad you scheduled a call with me because there is a lot of misinformation. But yes, if you guys do it right and you guys are partners in a partnership, technically the partnership should send his portion, 37% of his portion of the profits to the IRS, and then he would file a personal tax return to get money back.
Mm-hmm. But with C Corp, we don't need to do that because it's a C Corp. He just has to pay in Bulgaria whatever the law is there, and I have to pay taxes on my salary here, whatever the law is here, and whatever is left over.
Whatever's left over, you would pay tax for in the U.S. on the C Corp.
On the C Corp.
The C Corp
okay.
still pays taxes.
Gotcha. How to get a sales tax license? This is something Alex can explain maybe more. A license go ahead.
We should apply in Florida because the entity is based in Florida. So
We actually have some really good videos about getting a resale certificate in Florida on our YouTube channel too. So if you need a resale certificate, then you can do that. If you're only selling on Amazon and eBay and places where they pay the sales taxes for you, you probably don't have to actually register because they're going to do it all for you.
Mm-hmm. So you need it on places that they don't do it for you.
Yeah, like if you have your own website, or if you and a lot of these, like if you sell in Shopify and use a plugin, you still might need to register for certain states, and the threshold is 200 items for many states, which isn't very much. 200 items are $100,000 in sales, so you can get to 200 items pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for most people.
And then the last question I have here, but we don't have LLC, is how we withdraw money from the LLC or from the C Corp. But you already explained that.
You explained that. Wire transfer is what you're going to do. Yeah,
wire transfer. We just disperse the salary to me and to him, and then whatever's left into the company, we either reinvest. And when you reinvest, I don't think you need to pay tax on the profit because it's going to come as a write-off. But whatever is left, you pay the C Corp.
Well, you need to do it right from an accounting standpoint. I mean, if the C Corp if you make $100,000 and then you don't send any of it out, then it looks like you made $100,000. If you say it's salary and then reinvest it, you just have to account for it the right way and put it in your books the right way.
Yeah, that's what the accountant will do, obviously, because again, I'm totally for paying someone who studied that all their life to do it than me learning it for 1 month and think that I know everything. Yeah, Alex, do you have any questions? Because we're kind of done with the questions that I have.
No, that's it overall. Most of the questions. So,
we're just trying to have a meeting with you before because we talked like a week ago or so, because we want to start selling on marketplace, and I want everything to be legit. I don't want to intermingle. I have real estate and I have ATMs and vending machine business. What they're two separate businesses. I didn't want to intermingle all of them because I could have basically tagged that to whatever, to the ATM business, for example, to the LLC there, but it's LLC. And I'm like, I don't know if LLC is the right way to do it. Then I don't know if we should do LP. I don't know if it should be C Corp, or both of us have S corporations and come into a partnership into an LLC with the S corporations. I don't know if you,
Does your current CPA do international stuff at all?
Not sure. I've never asked her because I've never done it, so I've never really had to ask that question.
So with the foreign corp, you might have Form 5472 reporting requirements. So just make sure you ask your CPA about that to make sure that they file those forms if they're required.
Okay. I mean, I have foreign investors, which what we do is they invest the money, they wire it to the account for the LLC, and then when I pay dividends, they come as a write-off, and whatever they do with those dividends is their business into the country of origin, right? That's pretty much how we do it so far.
Okay.
They're
not really dividends. I mean, from what, like, dividends are after-tax profit, disbursement of profits after taxes. So they're not really dividends. They're like commissions, I would say.
So not dividends, commissions.
Yeah, I would say that differently in case an IRS agent calls you and they say, hey, and it gets confused and create a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually the first year I'm going to be sending that, because I started in the beginning of the year with foreign investors. So I haven't filed it yet.
How's it going with the vending machines and ATMs?
I'm fairly new, so far it's going okay. I have pretty much everything you can put a coin in, but it's not as easy as before COVID, obviously, because a lot of restaurants are still recovering. But I'm looking for new accounts. I'm not a gazillionaire yet, so it's a slow grind. There's no overnight money success unless you play the lottery, I guess. But it's going. I'm pushing through it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's not a.
If it doesn't work out, you have a ton of vending machines in your house.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 2 ATMs in my living room right now.
Yeah, you get 2
install one. Yeah, but I'm going to install one today, so it's how it is. 2
ATMs in my living room.
Yeah, it's funny when the other day we watched the Tyson fight. People came in, was like, "What is this, man?" Like, I'm like, "Oh, you want to take some money out? Take some."
Yeah, it works. Like, try it.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like everything else, got to hustle and grind.
Yeah, I like the ATM business. I think it's fun, but it sucks when everyone's at home. Like, it's a waste. I was thinking about, like, I was walking through different buildings of friends here. I'm in Miami, and like, some buildings have ATMs in the bottom and some don't. And I think it's pretty convenient to have an ATM in a building full of people. So yeah. I haven't started doing apartment complexes yet. In Jacksonville, and I have one account in Miami, but I use a loader there. But I will definitely go the next few days and start, offering that to the managers and see what the response is, because we'll see how it is. Obviously, at the end of the day, you need a good account that makes a lot of transactions, because if they make 5 transactions a month, you're going to see your money in 15 years, which... Yeah.
5
a month is very small.
It's nothing, yeah. I mean, I had an account actually that did 5 a month. I pulled the machine out, but you never know. You got to try.
5 a month, probably the same person.
Yeah.
One guy. You have one guy using an ATM, his VIP ATM.
Yeah, but I'm very curious and interested about taxes and the tax code. I think as an American, it's everybody's duty to deduct as much as they can, because if you do that, that means you're investing in exactly what the government wants you to invest, which is great, because that's what you need to do as a citizen. If you invest whatever they tell you to, it's great. You get
that's funny. I've never heard it like that. It's everyone's duty to pay as little tax. It's like your duty to pay as little as possible. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I like that. I'm gonna steal that. That's gonna be my motto now. I'm not putting this call up anymore.
but you, when I say that, people react weirdly. But I'm like, listen, if the government tells you, hey, we need to boom this type of field of work, And to do it, for example, in real estate, we have a lot of 1031 exchanges. We got a lot of deduction, depreciation, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in order for somebody to make me invest into that, they need to give me an incentive. And if they give me an incentive, it's my civil duty to invest there as an American. So
That's
I
why
do
we
it.
have your research and development credits. They want to incentivize research and development. Yeah.
Gas and oil is the best. I don't have investments there yet, but I just read about it that it's one of the best incentives there. All right, man. Well, if Alex doesn't have any more questions, I don't. Thank you very much for taking that call.
Oh, thank you guys. Nice meeting both of you.
Thank you once again for your time.
Likewise. Reach out if you need any other help.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Have a good one,
Bye.
man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So that call went really well. Those guys are really nice. They have a e-commerce business, very direct questions, right to the point. It is possible to have a partner outside the U.S. It's generally easier with the corporation, in my opinion, from a compliance perspective than to send money and ask for it back. I don't like it. Those forms are harder too. It's much easier to use a corporate return. And don't forget to file your 5472s with your corporation. So, I guess that's it. If you like the video, please leave me that thumbs up. It's very helpful. And don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified when we have another video coming out for you. And if you want to talk to me yourself, I'm going to be wrapping up these calls. I'm not going to be doing them forever. So you better get on it right away while I'm still doing it. And, thanks for your time. And I will talk to you and see you on the next call. Thank you.